In 2014, a 92-year-old janitor died in a small town in Vermont. His name was Ronald Reed. He pumped gas for a living, he swept floors, he drove a used Toyota, and held his coat together with safety pins. And when the lawyers opened his estate, they couldn't believe what they found. $8 million, quietly built one boring decision at a time while nobody was watching. Meanwhile, the guy revving his leased BMW at the red light, statistically, he's one missed paycheck away from zero. Today, I'll give you the 10 minimalist money rules that build invisible fortunes, and rule number 7 is the one almost everybody gets backwards. Welcome to the Frugal Banker. I'm Clara, and I'm slightly obsessed with the money habits banks and brands hope you never learn. Because here's the quiet truth. Getting rich is rarely about earning more, it's about leaking less. Think of your income as a bucket of water. Most people don't have an income problem, they have a whole problem. Tiny leaks, drilled by marketing, status anxiety, and pure habit. Minimalism isn't deprivation. It's patching the holes so the bucket finally fills. 10 rules. Each one takes minutes to apply, and together they change the entire math of your life. Grab something to take notes. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly where your money has been escaping. Rule number 1, the invisible rich rule. Real wealth is invisible. The rich you can see, the watch, the badge, the finance truck, is very often just debt wearing a costume. The book, The Millionaire Next Door, studied thousands of American millionaires and found something hilarious. Most of them drive ordinary used cars, live in modest neighborhoods, and wear cheap watches. The flashy spenders, mostly broke. Researchers call it big hat, no cattle. So before any purchase over $50, ask one question. Am I buying this for Emmy or for the audience? If the answer is the audience, congratulations. You just found a leak. Every dollar you don't spend impressing strangers is a dollar quietly working for you. And trust me, the audience isn't even watching. They're too busy worrying about their own audience. Rule number 2, stop reading price tags. Start doing cost per use math. The price of a thing is not what it costs. What it costs is the price divided by how many times you'll actually use it. Those $200 boots you'll wear 200 times, $1 per use. That $40 trendy shirt you'll wear twice before it feels embarrassing, $20 per use. The boots are 5 times cheaper, even though the tag says 5 times more expensive. This one mental switch instantly makes quality cheap and trends expensive. Run this math on everything. The exercise bike that becomes a clothes rack, the kitchen gadget used once a year, the third streaming service. Cost per use exposes the truth that marketing works very hard to hide. Rule 3, build the 72-hour wall. Here's what retailers know about your brain. The urge to buy is a chemical spike, not a decision. Dopamine peaks at add to cart, not at owning the thing. That's why every site has countdown timers, only 3 left warnings, and 1-click checkout. They're not selling products. They're selling urgency because they know that if you simply wait, the wanting dies. So here's the rule. Anything you didn't plan to buy waits 72 hours in the cart, no exceptions. Most of those wants will simply evaporate. What survives 3 days is probably real. What doesn't was never yours, it was the algorithms. If this video is already paying for itself, the subscribe button is free. It's the best cost per use deal on this entire platform. Rule 4, 1 in, 1 out. From today, nothing new enters your home without something leaving. New shoes, an old pair gets sold or donated. New phone, the old one gets sold, not thrown in the drawer of forgotten electronics. You know the drawer. This rule does 2 quiet things. First, it forces a real question. Do I want this more than everything I already own in this category? Second, it turns clutter into cash. The average home has thousands of dollars sleeping in closets and drawers. Selling old stuff while buying new isn't just decluttering, it's a discount you give yourself. Rule 5, subscription 0. Studies keep finding the same embarrassing gap. When Americans are asked how much they spend on subscriptions, the average guess is around $80 a month. The real number? Often more than $200. That gap is the most profitable business model of the modern economy. Money you forgot you're spending. Tonight, do the subscription purge. Open your bank statement, list every recurring charge, and cancel everything. Yes, everything you can. Then resubscribe only to what you actually miss. You won't miss most of it. That's the point. Companies count on the friction of canceling, beat them with the friction of resubscribing. $200 a month rescued from forgotten subscriptions is $2,400 a year. Keep that thought, because in Rule 9, I'll show you what $2,400 a year quietly becomes. You're not going to like how big the number is. Actually, you're going to love it. Rule 6, find your enough number. Here's the trap nobody warns you about. Every time your income rises, your lifestyle quietly rises to swallow it. A raise becomes a bigger car. A bonus becomes a bigger kitchen. Economists call it lifestyle inflation. I call it the treadmills. Running faster, staying in place. The escape is one sentence written down. Enough for me looks like this. Define it. The apartment that's enough, the car that's enough, the vacation that's enough, not what's enough for your cousin or for Instagram, for you. Without a finish line, no income will ever feel sufficient. Ask any miserable high earner. With one, every dollar above enough becomes pure wealth-building fuel. Quick question for the comments. Which of these rules are you already living by? And which one called you out personally? Be honest. I read everything. Rule 7, the one almost everybody gets backwards. Ready? Sometimes spending more is the most frugal thing you can do. Cheap isn't frugal. Cheap is expensive on a payment plan. There's a famous idea from author Terry Pratchett called the boots theory. A rich man buys $50 boots that last 10 years. A poor man can only afford $10 boots that last one season. So he buys them again and again and again. After 10 years, the poor man has spent twice as much, and his feet are still wet. So here's the playbook. Buy the absolute best you can afford on things you use every single day. Your bed, your work shoes, your tools, your chair. Buy cheap or used on everything you touch once a month. Daily use quality, rare use thrift. Get this backwards. Premium gadgets you never touch. Garbage shoes you wear daily, and you pay double for a worse life. Rule 8, pay yourself like a bill. Budgets fail because they rely on willpower, and willpower loses to a long Tuesday. So remove it from the equation. The day your paycheck lands, an automatic transfer moves money to savings before you ever see it. Not what's left at the end of the month. There's never anything left at the end of the month. Start with 10%. Can't do 10? Start with 5 and raise it every single raise. That's how you beat lifestyle inflation at its own game. You'll adapt to what you see in your account. Humans always do. Make the invisible transfer first, and you'll quietly outsave people earning twice your salary. Rule 9, the silent account. Remember those $2,400 a year we rescued from dead subscriptions? Here's what they become. $200 a month invested in a boring, low-cost index fund, averaging the market's historical return after 10 years, about $35,000. After 20 years, over $100,000. After 30 years, roughly $300,000 from canceled subscriptions. That's the violence of compound interest. It does nothing for years, and then it does everything. The rules of the silent account: automate the deposit, choose boring index funds over exciting bets, and then, this is the hard part, don't look at it. No checking during crashes, no just moving things around. The account works precisely because you leave it alone. Silence is the strategy. I'm not a financial advisor, and this isn't advice on what to buy. It's the math of consistency, and the math doesn't negotiate. Rule 10? And this one guards all the others. Go on an attention diet. Companies spent over $700 billion on advertising last year. Nobody spends that kind of money on something that doesn't work. Every ad you see is a withdrawal attempt on your future wealth. So starve the triggers. Unsubscribe from marketing emails, every single one. Unfollow the haul accounts and the flex accounts. Delete the shopping apps. The website with friction is enough. You cannot buy what you never see, and you cannot envy what never crosses your feed. Desire is manufactured. Cut the supply chain. Ronald Reed never read a book about minimalism. He just lived these rules: invisible wealth, quality boots, automatic investing, and total immunity to showing off. The man who swept floors out built the men in the BMWs. Not because he earned more, because he leaked less. If this video opened your eyes even a little, here's your first move. Pick one rule, just one, and apply it tonight. Then subscribe, quietly, like everything else we do here. Coming up soon, I'm exposing the 12 things that are no longer worth your money this year, and number 3 is going to start arguments. See you there.